I've talked about some pretty big, major, serious topics over the last few days, and some of you had really great questions, so I'm gonna answer a few of those today. One question was about my routines. What am I doing now that I am working from home, and how do I keep myself productive and awake and happy? It's a great question, and one that I have not yet fully figured out. So far, my only hard and fast rule is that I have to be awake and showered before 9 a.m. This will probably end up getting earlier as I recover physically and mentally and start getting more in tune with the rest of the world. But what I do really love about the last week in particular is that I have had to make something first off. My first item of the day is to make this video. So I'll normally wake up, shower, eat a little bit of food while my hair dries, make myself look presentable, and then film a video. So my first thoughts of the day are not like, what emails do I have to return, or, ugh, I hate this train, which normally if I'm commuting is my first thought. Instead, I'm focusing on what I want to make, what I want to say, what is of value that I might be able to share with an audience. And I really, really love that. I tend to keep a document of like phrases and quotes that I really want to help guide my year each year. So for 2018, one of the quotes that I included was, start your day by working on the most important thing in your life. On my last several jobs, I did this as well, and I got to the office early so I could spend a few minutes working on my own stuff, whether that's a show your work post or journaling or trying to advance what's really important to me. And I really like that because that way, even if the rest of the day gets away from you, you've already put a little bit of effort toward the one thing that really matters. I think once VEDO is over, I'm going to replace video making with working out because that also gets my mind and body going. It's something that I want to prioritize, but often the day will get away from me and I don't do it. So I think doing that first off, while I think about the day or my next article, is going to be really worthwhile. I'm also trying to cook a meal every day. It is easy for me to have like a piece of toast or a piece of fruit for a meal instead of something home cooked. But I am doing my best to make something, put a little bit of effort into it, put a little bit of ceremony into it, and have a more balanced and nutritious meal. The next question is around burnout prevention. Like, it's great that you recognize you're burned out and you're doing something about it now, but how do you prevent that happening again in the future? One thing is definitely delegating. My teammates and colleagues on my podcasts have been so kind in asking how they can help, but my answer for the last, better part of 3 years has usually been, oh, don't worry, I got it. Spoiler alert, I didn't got it. So I'm doing my best not to take on any new duties about any of the podcasts that I produce or any of the stuff that I work on. I have a lot going on and I'm trying to grow a business even as I keep doing all the things that I've been doing for the last few years. So if there is something that we want to do and the only answer is that I will have to do more work, it's probably not worth putting effort into because there is so much that we have to do and a lot of other important things for us to prioritize, like growing multitude. So I guess treating my time and creativity as a finite resource is really helpful. And for the most part, I'm gonna stick to the rule that if I want to add something to my plate, I have to take something else away. And finally, how on earth do you start consulting? I am definitely not an expert. I have just started doing so, but I guess my answer would be to become an authority in your field in some way. I am a very baby authority in a very big field, but I have spent the last several years documenting and posting free resources about how to do what it is that I do. So whether that's like videos or blog posts or tweet storms or podcast episodes that take you behind the scenes, posting some work. If you don't have the kind of job that like gives you institutional authority, I found that to be very, very helpful. So if consulting is something that you may want to do in the future or want to even see if it's worthwhile, I think that should be your first step is, how do I demonstrate my expertise in a way that is helpful and free to use for people in my community? Cool, those are great questions. Thank you for asking them. I am working hard on a few more like in-depth, more prepared videos for later this week and next week. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to go back to all the rest of the stuff that I have to do. And I will see you tomorrow with another video.